Hi, it's Matt here for Newsshooter.com at IBC 2019. I'm with Sebastian from Sony. Now, this is the new FX9.
Correct.
Now, firstly, how long has this camera been in development for?
Well, this is a good question because, as you know, it's the next one on top of the FS7. So the FS7 stays in the range. So, and of course, since we launched the FS7 Mark II, we still get a lot of feedback, and this is what we are doing. So we listen to the customers, and then said, okay, what can we do for the current models, and where we need to go next. So I cannot say exactly when we started to think about the FX7, but it's a while. So yeah.
So just to be clear, this is not a replacement for the FS7 Mark II. That'll still stay in the lineup?
Correct. So this is so the FS7 stays in the lineup. So this goes above the FS7. And incorporates the full frame sensor as the biggest news in this lineup. Yeah.
So the FS7 and FS7 Mark II hugely popular for Sony. So I guess the saying is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This camera shares a lot of the same type of form factor as the FS7 and FS7 Mark II. Who is this going to be aimed at, though?
So correct, as you said. So this is the feedback was really okay. It's the FS7 Mark II is our genius product. So in a lot of circumstances, and we got the feedback, okay, where we can evolve or improve or this product. So for the FX9, we are targeting also documentary one-man bands, but also for the FS7, we see a lot of other applications like music videos. We see it in production, smaller production companies. We see these as B cameras for other productions in broadcast stations. So this is also something we are looking in, where we said, okay, you want to have the large format, but you want a really small, convenient run-and-gun style camera, so that you can go with the FX9.
Now, it's a 6K sensor, but it only records 4K. What's the rationale for not getting this camera to record internally or even externally in 6K?
So the thing is that, as said, for the target application like documentary or the smaller production, where we said, okay, customers would want to go to Ultra HD or 4K in the future and want to use IBC, this is the best compromise, because even using the 6K, you can subsample into a proper, nice, high-quality 4K image. So we said, okay, it's not all about the 6K or 8K, whatever K. It's about the image quality you can get out for the application who wants to use it. So that's the reason why, if you want to go high to the 6K, for example, we have the Venice camera, where you can go to proper 6K recording, where we see, okay, this will be also used for commercials, for shows where you have large screens and so on, where you need this case and this resolution. But for the target application of the FX9, so go run and gun, one-man band, 4K, and the quality we get out of the sensor is the best way to go.
Now, talking of Venice, Sony's saying that a lot of the color science from Venice has gone into this particular camera. Just how closely will this match a Venice?
So as said, so the FX9 incorporates a lot of user feedback. So color science, as you said, so the 4-channel audio and a lot of other stuff. So the color science, what we have done, so we are able to activate or to use the S709 lookup table from the Venice. So it's giving this natural image reproduction, so much more compared to a Rec 709 image. However, you need to test it really live, because it's a different sensor compared to the Venice. It's not the same sensor, so it will differ. But this is something the customer needs to decide while testing the camera and shooting.
Now, one of the big improvements on this camera, I guess, over the FS7 series is the introduction of the autofocus system that's now in the FX9. Is this very much based on the Alpha series autofocus system?
Yeah, so the base itself is based on the Alpha system. Of course, it's really drilled to video recording, while the Alpha is, of course, for the still camera range, which can also do videos. But the base technology is the same, but this is really made for video production use case. And this is also one important feature of the FX9, because now we are going full frame, so even larger, where you have even shallower depth of field, so even more critical to get the focus right. And then we said, okay, to make this in a run-and-gun style, where you don't have a crew like with the Venice, where you have a focus puller, all this kind of stuff. So we need a tool to guarantee you have a proper focus, because nothing is more annoying that the focus is shifting or is not correct. So that's the reason why the autofocus is also implemented in the FX9.
Okay, now in terms of recording, it's still recording to Xqd Cards. Is there a reason why you didn't go with CF Express?
Sure. So the reason is, so one thing is, as you said, the form factor looks very similar, and this is also what we said. Okay, we have a lot of happy FS7 customers in the market. We have a lot of accessories in the market based on the FS7. So now some customers, for sure, they think about going FX9, but they don't want to reinvest everything to say, okay, new camera, I need to buy new kits, I need to buy new media, whatever. So there are tons of Xqd media in the market which are used, and customers are happy because they are small, they are reliable, they can shoot all the stuff they need. So that is what we said, okay, let's keep the things customers have already invested in the FX9 as well.
And you've also added timecode and gen lock now on here, which is something I guess a lot of people who had the FS7 were complaining about.
Yeah, correct. So again, customer feedback where they said, okay, so some customers they said, okay, we don't want to have this extension kit or the camera adapter of the FS7 just for the timecode or the gen lock. So it would be nice that we can implement this into the body. Of course, FS7 Mark II was not possible because you cannot add hardware when the hardware is designed. So we said, okay, for the FX9, this is something we need to bring into the body. So if a customer wants to have it as small as possible, he can still run on multi-camera shoot and get the timecode in. Yeah.
And in terms of the expansion unit on the back, will the one for the original FS7 work, or do you need to go with this new one?
No, this thing is you need to go with the new one because it's a little bit different design at the back end of the FX9. And one thing is that for the FX9, in the future we are activating 16-bit uncompressed RAW. So to get all the signal through, so that you need a new one. So and this is also one thing where when customers would like to shoot RAW, because they're really going to color grading all these kind of things, it will get 16-bit uncompressed.
To the R7?
No, to understudy. So, but it will 16-bit, could be third party. So we will see.
Okay. So speaking of that, is there any companies that are going to support the RAW output when this comes out?
It's under discussion right now.
So one of the other big upgrades here is now you've got 4 channels of audio. How does this work?
So the 4 channels of audio was already implemented also in the FS7 Mark II and then the FS7. So however, you don't have direct access on each channel. So if you wanted to control the channel 3 and channel 4, you need to go into the menu. And as said, customers gave us the feedback because more and more, at least they need 3 channels, and of course they want to control these 3 channels. They said, okay, we need to get access from the outside. So that means nowadays you can select if you want to go 1 and 2 channel on the XLRs, the internal microphone, if you want to go to the new UWP series, or if you go in the future to the wireless slot on the camera adapter. So again, based on feedback to say, okay, we need access on at least 3 channels, best case sometimes 4 channels. We implemented this into the outside of the panel. And
the drop-in slot, that's going to be compatible with what sort of radio mics?
So this is compatible with our DWX series, correct, in the future with a firmware update. Yeah.
Thanks very much.
No problem. You're welcome. Thank you.